We welcome Gonzaga representatives to the stage. We have Brandon Clark and Corey Kispert along with Coach Few. This is Gonzaga's fifth straight Sweet 16, the longest current streak in the nation. So congratulations to the Zags on that. We'll go ahead and follow our standard procedure by taking an opening statement from Coach, followed by questions directed to student athletes. We'd remind you to raise your hand when you have a question. We'll get a microphone to you. And please direct your questions at a specific student athlete if you can. And let's go ahead and take an opening statement from Coach Few.
Well, hey, I'm unbelievably proud of our guys. Their effort tonight was exceptional. I mean, we faced a really, really tough, hard-nosed Baylor squad that's got a ton of fight in them. We have massive amounts of respect for them, especially the type of year they had, dealing with all the injuries. But, you know, we ended up beating them on the glass. We ended up holding them to 4 threes. And, you know, those were the two areas that we really wanted our guys to focus on and in a short prep to try to take away. And as is always the case with this group, they went out and did it. So really, really proud. It's awesome to make our 5th straight Sweet 16. We do not take that for granted at all. That is an amazing accomplishment that the players in this program have been able to execute and come through in the most pressure moments. And so very happy to be moving on and couldn't be happier for this guy, or both these guys. As I said afterwards, BC was spectacular tonight, but he's been spectacular a lot of times this year. But Corey Kispert was our player of the game with just the things we asked him to do, rebounding-wise and defense, and then to step up and make those big shots was huge.
Questions for Brandon Clark and Corey Kispert.
Question for Brandon. Brandon, did you feel like you had to take it upon yourself every time they made a run? It seemed like you had an answer for that. Was it just the flow of the game, or were you just being aggressive?
I would say both, really. I just felt like I was just, really, really locked in and focused tonight. So, if it wasn't me, it was somebody else on the team making a big shot too. So, it's just like hats off to my teammates, really. And, I just felt like I was really focused tonight. So the shots felt easy tonight.
Also for Brandon, I had a couple people on Twitter wondering what you had for breakfast this morning.
Pretty much the same thing that I have on every road trip. I had cheese, eggs, bacon, pancakes, and some fruit.
Brandon, another embarrassing question for you, but do you ever work on dunks when you're just messing around in the gym? Because you had a few nice opportunities tonight.
Maybe kind of, but no, really.
They're really easy for him.
Yeah, I mean,
unlike the rest of us.
I feel like that I focus mainly on my shooting, but I feel like that the dunks just do kind of come easy to me. But I have had times when I practice the more tougher dunks, but usually I'm not really out there practicing them.
He's a 2-time dunk champion, by the way. So.
Over you, I believe.
Yes, over me.
Zach Braziller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zach Braziller, New York Post. Brandon, could you just describe what this year has been like for you? You obviously waited a year. You didn't really win much at San Jose State, and now in the Sweet 16, coming off setting a Gonzaga scoring record in the second round.
Yeah, it's just been something that's been really, really fun for me. This is easily the most fun that I've had playing ball ever. So I'm just really blessed to have the chance to even come here and to play here for the Zags. Obviously it was tough last year not playing, but it was something that was huge for me. So it's something that I wouldn't change.
My question's for Corey. Corey, looking ahead to the Sweet 16, are you looking forward to that rematch with Florida State?
Absolutely, 100%. They're a really good team, and they're gonna demand our best, and that's exactly what we want. I don't think we'd want it any other way, and it just so happened that we got Florida State again in the Sweet 16, and we kind of have a special itch to take care of against them.
Zach Braziller, New York Post. Brandon, do you remember, were you at the game, or were you able to travel for the game last year against Florida State?
No, actually, I didn't. I watched it on my TV in my room.
Do you remember what it was like watching that game? You probably felt like you probably could have helped, right?
Yeah, no, last year, if I can think back, they had lots of really, really big guys that were able to block shots. I think they had like 3 or 4 really long guys that were kind of able to alter shots in the paint. But I feel like, and also we didn't have Killian last year during that game, so that was kind of big for the team. But I feel like that it's a great challenge for us coming up next week that we're going to take on.
For Brandon, I believe it was you that was down there when Gino threw that alley-oop pass that ended up going in.
Yeah.
At what point did you say, "Oh, I better not go up and touch it because it might be going in"?
Yeah, I could tell first off that it was probably going to land in the cylinder, so I was probably best off to not touch it. But I was really shocked to see it just go in perfectly. So I guess I can say it was a great pass and shot.
All right, we'll dismiss the student athletes, and when they've left the dais, we'll return to questions to Coach. Thank you, guys.
Good job, fellas.
Thank you, guys. Questions for Coach Few?
Coach, there were a couple sequences where your guys just worked through the zone like I've never really seen it. How much, if you work on that all year, does that stuff you just put in the other day for Baylor, or what's the key to that?
No, that's players having great feel for the game and just playing. We have been very good against zone all year, and it's primarily because our bigs, our interior guys, can really play together and they can really pass, and then obviously, if given the opportunity, they can make plays at the rim. So. That's just something, especially when you put Killian Tilly in there. He's probably the best high post player I've ever coached, and that's hard to say because I had Kelly Olynyk, who was unbelievable in the high post, but Killian's got a real gift in there, and then because of that, I think Rui and even Brandon have been playing with him just kind of by osmosis, kind of watching him make those plays and passes. They've kind of absorbed that and have very good chemistry together, and then obviously we can space the floor with those guards. All those guards can really shoot and shoot it deep.
Coach, how much of last year's game against Florida State can you take into next week's matchup with them?
First of all, we're going to enjoy the heck out of this. I know everybody seems really willing to talk about Florida State, but we're going to enjoy the heck out of this tonight. We're going to enjoy it again tomorrow and watch all these great games in the tournament. It's just an unbelievable time of year to be involved in college basketball. We feel blessed to still be in the tournament. But, look, they returned pretty much their entire team from last year. So we'll obviously watch the tape from that. We're a much different team this year, again, because, right during warm-ups, we were notified that Killian wasn't going to be able to play, so that was kind of a crushing blow to us emotionally. Florida State was really, really good that night. I don't know if we could have beat them with Killian, but I know he really, really would have helped. And so, we'll prepare like crazy. I thought they were really, really underseeded. I've watched them a bunch this year, and they've had a great year. And they had Duke beat at their place, and played great all year. I thought they'd end up on the 2 line, to be honest with you. So to see them at 4, that's kind of tough. But you got to beat really, really good teams to advance in this thing. So we knew we were going to have to play somebody really good, and Florida State is no doubt that.
Coach, from where you were sitting, was Baylor doing something that made it especially tough for Rui, or did he just have an off night?
No, look, Baylor, they're a physical, tough, hard-nosed team. They're like a football team almost, the way they rebound and how physical they are around the basket. And I think, they bodied up on him some, and he didn't finish the first couple, and so I think it just kind of snowballed on him a little bit. He hasn't really had a bad game for us all year, so it just really wasn't his night. And, that happens. But fortunately, we have Brandon Clark, we have Killian Tilly, and Corey Kispert and some other guys that stepped up. That's why this team's so special.
Last question right here.
Baylor came out with a 12-0 run in the second half. You took
Yeah.
that timeout. What did you tell the guys there to kind of bring them back together?
We got to get back to. We got to bring the fight to them. They jumped us, and we were kind of back on our heels, and that was not how we had played. The first 20 minutes, we were the aggressive team. We were the ones making plays. We were the ones, hustling and getting those 50-50 balls, and then we kind of lost our way and guarding the three line. I think they had 2 threes, bang, bang, right out of the jump, just on little casualness and one missed assignment. So it's mostly just telling them to get back to, to who we are and what we had been in the first half.
A reminder that for assistants at the Gonzaga locker room, you can see Todd Ziedler and Barrett Henderson. Thank you, Coach.